everyone. I thought today I will share my story about how I became vegan because I hope to inspire hundreds of people to become vegan. Okay, so um, I, I was always a meat eater, but I wasn't very much into meat. I didn't like cooking it. It would always make me sick when I would have to cook it. But how it all happened, well, I did try to become a vegetarian many years ago, but after about 2.5 years, I had gone back onto meat because I didn't know how to take care of my body properly back then. That was why. I didn't know my body, I didn't know myself as much. It was many years ago. Now things are different. How it happened was I started fasting, and every time I would be on a fast, I would realize how great my body felt during the period of fasting, and my thoughts and my skin and pain in my body, everything would be reduced. And I used to feel really good on that. And then I thought this one time, about 3 years ago, I thought, what if I just continue with the fasting, not go back to meat and eat? And at that time, I then received this email that said to me, how can you love if you kill the lamb and eat it? After the fasting, that's what we do here in Cyprus. I was like, oh my God, and it's so true, because I was feeling that. I was feeling, how can we love animals, and then eat the other half? It can't just be dogs and cats. Why not the other animals? So there I started researching stuff on the internet, and then also at that time my brother was also vegan, and he was really encouraging me to stay off the meat and the dairy. So it was a great support to have someone that was helping me through that. So I had to educate myself, and I think I spent about a year just looking at YouTube videos, recipes, how people eat, what they supplement with, what they do, and for everything that I was doing, first of all, I found it so fascinating and interesting. I could feel myself really pulling towards that kind of diet. I thought, I think this would really fit with me, it would go with me. This is before I actually tried any of the recipes. I just gathering information. And then when that time came with the fasting, and then my brother telling me, stay off it, and getting that email, I thought, you know what, I'm going to try that, because at that time also I had just gone in through menopause, which brings so many symptoms, and I just could not control my body. Now I'm a therapist and I can usually control my body very well. I don't get a lot of symptoms, thank God, because I work with things when they come up. So with this one, I asked myself, I thought, what is the solution for these body symptoms? And I knew it had to do with my diet. So I stayed off the dairy and the meat, and really soon after, all the flaring up that I had on my skin, which was caused through menopause, left, and lots of things started to balance out. There are still symptoms, but it's not like it used to be. I also stopped smoking in that year as well. I stopped many things in that year. A lot of stuff happened to me in that year. And I don't know, what can I say? I just feel so much more healthier. And the foods that I cook now, I love them. I'm actually dancing when I eat. I really love the foods that I eat now. It's really beautiful. I never feel sick after them. My lasagna is just amazing, which I will do a video because everyone wants to know the recipe. You can make some really great recipes that are like the foods that you already eat. But the thing that helped me also, and I know it's hard, this part that I'm going to say to you, but it's the truth, okay, was after I'd gathered enough information on recipes, I then looked at some documentaries. And it was a client of mine, actually, bless her, who told me about this one documentary called Forks Over Knives. And it wasn't showing so much about the animals, the torture of the animals in that video, but doctors speaking about how it damages health. And it was like, I'd spent so many years researching into emotions and the connection with ill health, and because there's a lot of that as well. But now I realize also about foods, and that's what Hippocrates, the father of medicine, he said that to us. It's the food as well. So we have to pay great attention to what we eat, as well as our thoughts and everything. We really need to think about what we're doing here. So these foods are just full of chemicals and are not natural, and anything that is dead and not alive is not food. That's what I realized. And then I moved on to actually seeing documentaries where they do torture animals. I made myself watch them. And I just said, I will never eat meat again. It's terrible. It's terrible what they're doing to animals. It's not right. I think that if we want peace on this earth, that's what we have to do first. We have to stop killing, and that means animals too. God created humans, but he also created an animal kingdom. And what are we doing? You can't just be kind to cats and dogs, because cows, they're like 12 months pregnant, I think. 9 months pregnant as well. They're like us. All animals with their babies, you can see the love that comes in the care that they're doing, protecting their children. There's no difference from us. And how do you know they don't have their own language? So yeah, I never thought there was an activist in me until I became vegan. But really, it's because you see how what an injustice there is in the world, and you can see so clearly where we are going wrong. So honestly, I love our planet, but it's making me so sad when I see things happening. And we can all make a difference from our homes. We don't need to be rich. We don't need to be anything. As we are, we can do something. Now, if you go even further into the destruction that eating animals is doing it's immense, right? It's destroying the ozone, it's destroying our planet Earth, it's doing so many bad things, so many chemicals. There shouldn't be any children starving. There should be none of this, we should be all able to help each other. There should be no suffering, no